All right, Zurilamus listeners, today's debrief. This is a debrief session today. I've got probably the two most controversial human beings here in Australia in this studio. One of them, Scott Jones, SCOJO, as everyone knows. Very controversial, been banned off social media multiple times, and we all know the story. If you've listened to the Bedtime Warriors, RIP, it's gone.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. And the next one, probably over the last couple of months now, this guy has become, he calls himself the controversial coach. I don't think it's controversial because it's fucking common sense. It's, you know, he's saying what people are thinking. You know, there's obviously a lot of people that there would love to say it, but they just can't because maybe their jobs also restrict it. You know, there's always those things where you got to look after yourself and your family. But it's good to have people like this come out and talk their mind and speak for everyone else. His name is Chris Katelaris, but we all know him as the controversial coach, Big Chocky.
That's me, Buzz.
Mate, what's happening? Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
Happy
mate.
to be here, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Obviously, we've been chatting for a few weeks now. As I said, there's this, yourself and Sam Bamford, Two Worlds Collide podcast. Yep. Another third battalion. He served in the same battalion as me. And I messaged him last night about that whole modelling thing.
Yeah.
So of course you're a model. Like
I said the same thing to him.
He's got a perfect
I always knew he had
jawline.
a pretty face.
I know, perfect jawline, good hair. I'm like, fucking hell.
I'd fuck him.
There's the controversy coming up. Shadow ban.
But as I said, mate, like over the last couple of months, you've come, you know, your social media. I think when I first started following you, had like 30,000 followers.
Mate.
And then, you know, the last probably month, it's just gone.
It's like a rocket, man. It's insane. In the past year and a half, it's really taken off, and I'm nearly sitting at 200,000 followers, which is ridiculous. Like I live up northern New South Wales, moved out of Sydney the end of last year. And I think when I moved up within the first month, so it would have been January, I hit 10,000 followers. And now to sit at 200,000 within a course of a year is insane.
But that shows the weight of what people are thinking and what people, you know, understand. And 200,000 people, that's a lot of fucking people.
That's a lot of people. Like I don't really understand how many people it is still. Like I have a few business mentors and whatnot, and they're quite big on social media for their own reasons. And one of them said to me, he goes, "Do you realise how big you are?" And I said, "Nah, man." And he goes, "I guarantee you people are going to start saying hi in the street, wanting photos," and sure enough, man, it's happening.
Is it happening?
Bro, it's scary. Like this morning at the gym, I had two people stop me. One person wanted to take a photo. Like when I walk through the shops with my missus and kids where we live, like people are like, "Chock." And I'm like, it's me. It's insane, man. Like it's crazy. But I think the biggest thing is, and I want to say this early in the piece, I'm just saying what people are thinking, yeah? It doesn't hurt to say it. Like you don't have to scream it on your social media, but go and say it to your family. Say it to your friends. Like if you feel the same way as I do, be proud. Say things, you know what I mean? I feel like we're living in a day and age where people just bite their tongue.
That's racist. That's what they're saying.
Flat out.
You know what I mean? Which you know, I'm looking at it right now. There's two coloured kids sitting here. Myself, you know, heritage of Singaporean, Asian, and you know, a lot of people don't even know this, but my mother is actually a Muslim, and my whole family is Muslim. I grew up in that pathway. Obviously, growing up, understanding that religion sucks. I hate it personally. You know, it's caused a lot of trauma, especially over the years in the military.
Of course it would have,
You know, so, you know, you grow up learning that. But, mate, it's wild that people are out there saying that you're an Islamophobe, that you're racist. Like, what do you mean? Like,
it really, really baffles me. Like some of the biggest lashback I got after the march across the Harbour Bridge for the Palestine, and we saw the flags raised. You boys would know the names for the flags and all that. I forget. I called it out. I said, that's extreme behaviour. I go, in no way, shape or form should that be welcome in Australia. Straight away, I get slammed. You're a fucking Islamophobe. You're a dog. Come say that in Lakemba. Do this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then the ABC did an expose on it last night that old mate was a youth recruiter for IS. Hello, dickhead. I fucking said it 2 weeks ago, but I'm the bad cunt, but now the news says it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, man, people are so narrow-minded, and the left have introduced all these buzzwords like racist, Islamophobe, you know, you're anti-trans, you're this, that. And people are scared to get called names.
Which is wild because you know, basically most of your videos at the end of it, you basically say, I don't care where you come from, what colour you are, what religion you practice, You know, fuck, if you want to wear a dress on the fucking weekend and you're a dude, do it. Look, no one cares. Just be an Australian. Just fit in or fuck off.
And don't shove it down my throat. Don't shove it down my kids' throats.
It's that simple.
And like, this will be controversial, but like with pride, you know, like Mardi Gras. Okay, cool. You're a bloke, you like blokes. All good. I don't need to know that you like to fuck blokes. You don't need a parade for it. You know, like, it's something that really baffles me. Like, do we parade that you've got a missus and you have sex with your missus and you made children? Fuck no.
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares. It's not the 70s or 80s anymore where there was, you know, active police bashings on gay people. It's not like that. It's gone.
Yeah.
That's, you know, my older brother, raging, and I've spoken about it.
Raging.
I spoke about it on Heston. I did a podcast, Heston Russell, obviously, probably one of the most gangster officers out there.
Yeah.
Killed dudes, by the way, in Afghanistan. And, you know, raging.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
No.
He's a fucking good human being.
That's all that matters.
And if I was raging, I'd probably jump his, you know, jump in his sleeping bag. But I'm not.
Give me a piece of that.
Because he is a good looking man. Like he's fuck, you think you're ripped. Tell you what. But yeah, mate, it's just crazy that people have got this, and that's what social media does, though. You know, a lot of people hide behind their keyboards or hide behind their phones. And I'm sure you get a lot of hate mail.
Mate, threats galore, threats to my children, threats to my wife, but all from fake accounts. I've had 2 people that I'll say had the sack to threaten me on a real account. Both of them, though, is pretty dumb, man. Like, obviously, you can tell where they're from. You can tell their ethnicity. But they've got their kids in their profile picture throwing threats. And it's like, man,
what are you doing?
You don't know who I am. I don't know who you are. But irrespective of the fact, you're putting your children in harm's way straight away on an online thing. Like, man, I've posted people's profile pictures taking the piss out of them. Imagine if I said, look at this fuckwit. You know, I'd never do that with a minor involved, but it's like there's no thought. And it's like the best example I give, you remember that kid that hustled Mike Tyson on the plane for a photo? Mike Tyson turned around and punched the fuck out of him. People forget you can get punched in the head for what you say in this world.
That's the biggest thing.
Man, like, and I've been to court before. I'm not proud of it. Like, I've been in trouble with the law before. But if someone steps to me and my family one day for my views on my social media, you're a weak man. But if you put my kids in danger, fuck, man, you're in trouble. I'll get in trouble by the law, but they're going to be in trouble, you know? And it's not even tough talk, man. Like, social media has really doomed the brain.
It has. It's double-edged sword because it's great for information, great for keeping contact with family around the world, but also it infects you with all the fucking superfluous bullshit that gets put out there.
Like, you boys come from a world where you mean business, you do what you say, and you've seen action, like, real time, yeah? But I feel so many people on social media, they think that they can throw these threats and nothing will ever come back. And you guys live in a world where you've seen action, like you've seen the implication of what you say.
Exactly right.
You know, it really baffles me. A lot of your listeners would be nodding right now being like, yeah,
they are, mate.
They are. You know?
They are. As I spoke about before, you know, my social media, Zero Limits, has been banned for 2 years, shadow banned for 2 years now.
Which is insane.
I've deleted posts to try and get back on the rhythm. Nah, they're like, as soon as I delete, they throw another one in. Like, someone's out there just in probably the ADF, because they probably hate a lot of my podcasts.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I heard you literally saying some fat general the other day on one of your podcasts. I started laughing my head off. I was like, right.
It's Chocky, actually.
Shadow banned.
To do with the eyes that go this. He's a fucking donkey. Absolute donkey. But mate, let's slowly just break this down. You know, I said this is a quick 1 hour debrief. Wanted to get you in, and you know, let's find out about who Chocky is. This is, I think, we spoke about this because people get that 1 minute clip of you saying fucking what you need to say, and you're like, fit in or fuck off type thing. You know? I fucking love it because that's what we need. But let's talk about, because again, everyone calls you a racist, everyone calls you Islamophobe, everyone calls you fucking this and that. I'm looking at it now. There's a lot of colour right there. You know, like there's, you know what I mean? I don't understand the racist concept. So let's break down where you're from. You know, I think you spoke about on your YouTube, which you know, people listening, head to Big Chocky's YouTube.
Chats with Chock, it's called.
Yep, it's a new concept.
Yeah, but man, pretty much. So I was born in Colombia. My biological mum was 19 at the time, so I landed in an orphanage pretty much straight away. And in Colombia, like in 96, there's no welfare. Like if you're poor, man, you're poor as fuck. And on my orphanage papers, which I found when I was 16, 17, I didn't find them. My parents now gave them to me. It said that I do not have the means necessary to clothe this child, feed this child, or educate this child. And as someone with children, that's the most selfless thing anyone could do. Like, I'd never give my kids up, irrespective. And I mean, hard to say because we're in Australia, we get help. So I was adopted by two Greeks, or a Greek and Cypriot. mum and dad, and they got me when I was 2 months old, took me on a trip of South America, brought me home, and then, yeah, man, this is home. So I was raised in a Greek-Australian family, and why I say Australian is because mum and dad don't speak any Greek. My grandparents, on the other hand, my papa on dad's side, so my grandfather on dad's side, heavy Cypriot accent, fish and chip shops, butcher, turned into a taxi driver, loved Australia, loved everything about it, big VB drinker, like just assimilated, man. And you know what, like he lived in Gundagai, like, and don't get me wrong, he's like, yeah, they called me Wog, they called me this and that, but he's like, after the first year, 2, 3, 5 years, he's like, I was a respected member of whatever society I walked into. And the way I see it is he assimilated, you know, he fit in. Sure, not everyone was nice, but he's like, oh, well, it is what it is, you know. And then growing up with mum and dad, it was a great time. Like I grew up in an affluent suburb in the North Shore, but what a lot of people don't know is that my dad was he is one of the leading medicinal cannabis advocates in Australia, the Dr. Pot, he's known as. Some of your listeners may have even busted him, who knows. He got done, I think I was 8 or 10, on our farm. So he was licensed to grow medicinal and for industrial purposes, and they took it off him halfway through a crop. And he had 3 crops, probably each the size of football fields, full of pot, and they took it off him halfway through. And I'll never forget, man, I sitting at the farm playing on the Nintendo 64 with my mate, dad's out the back doing something, and I hear all these cars driving down. I'm like, oh, that's not mum. I'm like, that's definitely not mum, because there's 4 cars, and I was 5, 6, because you can hear them all coming down. Walk out, and there's 14 cars, 1 marked, the rest are all drug squad. Big copper walks out, gun drawn. I'm like, oh, he sees me, puts it away. He's like, where's your dad? And I was like, that was the first sort of time that I was like, I'm not living your average life. And he got arrested for that, got off with a good behaviour bond. Dad's a fucking genius. He uses it to his favour, but pisses me off sometimes. But that's where people make the mistake. They're like, oh, you grew up in St Ives, you went to this school, you've done that. It's like, man, you've got no idea. You know, just because my mum fucking sacrificed everything to keep us in a good place doesn't mean we lived a good life, you know. And then from there, growing up, being adopted, you get the whole, who am I? You know, and that led me down to crime, alcohol, drugs. I turned into a piece of shit, man. And that's my story from 0 to 16 or so. And then 16 to 20 was a bit of a blur of drugs, alcohol, and crime. Never really got caught for anything, was just doing dumb shit with dumb people. And then my partner, when I was 19, she fell pregnant. Had my first son when I was 20, pulled my head in. It sort of reeled me back a little bit from that outlaw lifestyle, and never really gave up the drugs and drink. It was just cut right back. And then that went to shit. Single dad at the age of 20, 21. And that was wild too. So, man, I had to grow up. I had no choice. And then I met my partner now, Courtney. She's the greatest woman alive. I say that on every podcast I go on. I've said it on my own. I say it to her. And now we have another child, man, and life's amazing. But I think I really pulled my head in the past sort of 2 years, because I started to realise Australia's on a fuck trajectory, and I don't want to leave my kids in a world that's shit. And that's what we're looking at, realistically. So, yeah, that's pretty much my story, as quick as I can get through it and not sort of glaze over too much. But, yeah, man.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, the reason why I want to bring that up is that whole, you know, that whole racism thing. You know, born in Colombia, raised by Greek parents of all people.
I love everyone. Like, that was the thing growing up.
And I love your granddad's story, because that's stereotypical Wog.
Yeah, man. Like
fish and chip shop.
And he came here, like he tells a story. I came here with $5 in my pocket, gumboots on my feet, a suitcase. That was
different times, man.
Bro.
Different times.
And he hardly spoke the language.
And we spoke about it offline. You know, my mum come here in the 70s, met my dad, obviously, me love you long time. Here I am.
Love you long time.
And, you know, when she come to Australia, it was just a different time where they had to assimilate.
Yeah, man.
And that's what they did. And we talk about this assimilation. You know, my mother is Muslim. Mm-hmm. We celebrated Christmas.
Yep.
She celebrated Christmas for her kids. Mm-hmm. We had a pet dog. Obviously, you know, in the Islamic law, pet dogs are not allowed.
She ate it, didn't she?
Yeah, no, she loved it. Actually. I think it's cremated on their thing. But you know what I mean? There's so many little. I don't know why I invited him. There's so many little things like that where that was assimilation. And,
yeah, man.
you know, she still practices and at the end of the day, she doesn't care what anyone else thinks. It's what she thinks and what, you know, her God thinks.
Yeah.
You know, that's
her
it.
belief.
That's her belief.
And this is the biggest thing, man. Like I say, like everyone is open to practice whatever they want, but don't expect the world to change for you or the country that you live in to change for you.
That's it.
It's like I've only just started learning recently, and like we spoke about this offline the other day, like the difference between secular Muslims and Islamists. And the problem is that the Islamist community in Australia is growing. Whether we like to fucking admit it or not, it is. And there's fact. Like, I got given a big heads up from someone that wasn't in that community, and he's like, hey, man, like, I did a lot of jail with these boys. Like, they exist. Like, be very careful in Western Sydney. That's all I can tell you. He goes, I don't know if this is a real threat. I don't know if they're even talking about you. But he goes, if your name works the way into the mosques, he goes, I'd watch you back. And I was like, fuck, true. And I think that was a wake-up call. I mean, obviously, seeing the flags on the Harbour Bridge, that's pretty wild, but to hear it from someone that grew up with him in jail, he's like, man, it's very prevalent here. Like,
yeah, it is. And the worst part is they're not practicing proper Islam.
No,
that's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know, they're going against everything that's written in those. You know, I just call them books because that's what they are to me.
Yep.
But it's like any religion. Well, we've spoken about this. Every religion's got their extremists. Christians have got the right wing, neo-Nazi extremists.
100%.
Catholics, same thing.
Yep.
Even the Jews have got their crazy.
Everyone's got their extreme, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I think if everyone could come together, united in Australia, and say, "Hey, all you extremists can go get fucked. Doesn't matter what you are."
That's it.
The far right whites, go fuck yourselves. The Islamists, go get fucked. Like, go stay on the outskirts of society. But instead, because there's such a divide, they're starting to come to power. You know, they're working their way out of the woodwork, and they're sticking their heads up, and nothing's fucking batting them down. And we're stuck in this sort of time where people are choosing sides instead of steering the fuck away from them, you know, and that's what's wild, man. Like, it's a real worry to see where Australia, or to think where Australia could be in 5 years.
It could be like the UK. You know, I spent a lot of time in the UK. I've been to London maybe 3 or 4 times this year already. I spent a lot of time in Europe for work, and I've seen, you know, over the last 10 years, the decline of Europe. Of just immigration.
It's insane. Like, I talk out a lot because of, like, I've looked at a lot of Tommy Robinson's work, and I just look at what's going on over there. I've got friends that have travelled there. Man, I got a Lebo mate that went there just the other day, and he came back and we had a phone call, and he goes, mate, I was genuinely scared walking through London. And he's like, I grew up in Western Sydney where you got some questionable characters and whatever. He's like, man, I was scared of the teenagers there. He's like, here, the teenagers think they're tough. They're piss weak. He's like, go over there, you won't survive. That's London, man. I read something the other day that Sweden is as dangerous as Baghdad now. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know, it is insane. And I think...
And I've spent a lot of time in Baggers. Like, I was there for a couple of years. Yeah. And it's probably one of the nicest, most safest places you could probably go to right now.
Which is insane.
Yeah. Compared to, you know, again, I've been to Europe in the last 2-3 months. There were some parts like in Birmingham.
Yep.
I was like, holy shit, this used to be fucking Peaky fucking Blinders. Yeah. Now it's fucking...
And that's coming from a bloke that's ex-military.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
was like, holy shit, this is dicey. Yeah.
And that's, I think more Australians need to wake the fuck up. Like, and the way to solve it is not going to the other extreme of the whole neo-Nazi white Australia fucking hoorah. Like, shut the fuck up. You're just going to make it worse. Like, man,
they're just as bad.
Exactly right. They're just as bad. Like, I was speaking with one of my fiance's uncles. So he's 86 years old. He lives up rural Queensland somewhere. And in his life, he's moved within a 200-metre radius. All of the houses, 200 metres, right? And I was talking to him. I said, what's going on and how would you fix it? And he goes, people need to stop being fucking racist. He's like, man, I've grown up with Aboriginal cattle herders and all that sort of stuff. He's like, they are some of the best people. He goes, don't get me wrong. He goes, there are bad eggs. But he goes, there are bad eggs that are white too. He's like, if people came together against the issue, there'd be no issue. But because there's this divide and conquer going on, we're just consistently seeing shit. And, man, it's actually really scary. Like, I worry for my kids.
The government allows it, but the media...
Bro, they perpetuate it.
They're the ones.
Yeah, man.
They're the ones that create the divide. Because I think, you know, there's obviously those quotes out there. I think I've watched the little Denzel Washington. I think Mark Twain probably said it first. And basically, it's, you know, it's not who presents them. Oh, fuck, I'll Google it. Give me a second. We'll cut that out.
But, like, coming back to the media, man, you look at the protest in Melbourne. where they burnt the Australian flag.
Yep. I know.
I reckon.
And how's that not illegal to start off with?
It's not only that, right? He was surrounded by cameras. So it makes you wonder, like, is he a planted thing for someone to do something to create civil unrest? Or what's going on there? Like, and the fact, because as soon as I saw it, man, like, he wasn't tanned, he wasn't coloured. If it was an Islamist, bro, they probably wouldn't have covered their face doing that. You know, they're proud.
Yeah.
You know, or at least it would have been the scarf that they wanted. Like, they're not shy to show that fuck you Australia. So that sort of made me wonder a little bit, but at the same time, man, why the fuck would you burn the Australian flag or something like that?
I know.
You know, like
that's hang on. Let me let me quickly play this. I don't know if you've heard this before. If my thingamajiggy is still connected. I'll just play it through the...
There's been a lot of buzz about this fake news. You were the subject of a fake news story.
Oh, yeah, what'd they say? I was running for president? No, I voted. No, what'd they say?
You switched your support.
I switched, yeah.
What do you make of all the fake news and it affects
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
So what do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So whatever.
Isn't that
spot on?
Yeah,
spot on, man.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. They don't care.
No.
They don't care who it helps. It's content.
Yeah,
and the only sole purpose of their role as a journalist is to get people clicking on their stories. They don't get paid unless people click on the story. And the more prominent journalists like the Willises and the Walkley winners, Nick McKenzie, they're the most famous journalists because people click on their content.
Exactly.
And that's all it is. So they want to see people filming the flag because they know if they post that, their job's secure for a couple of years.
Exactly right.
But the problem is they're not held responsible when it's wrong. You know, like the defamation case, you know, like BRS, you know, we talk about Ben Roberts-Smith.
Shout out to Ben.
Shout out to Ben. But, you know, defamation case, you know, he's been called a war criminal. Has he been charged? No. Well, isn't that defamation?
Yeah. It's wrong.
You know what I mean? It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's very wrong. It's insane.
Which is obviously what people are doing to you now.
Fucking oath they are.
They're just, you know, I think the Daily Mail's put a few articles out.
Yeah, I don't keep up with that. I try not to pay attention. And it's funny, like, the media could reach out, man, but I know that my narrative doesn't play into theirs. So they never will reach out. They'll never utilise me for a story. And if they do, they'll twist the fuck out of it to make me look far right-wing extreme when right now, man, I'm fucking head-to-head in a battle with neo-Nazis. Like, I'm not right, I'm not left. Like, so many of these people, this is the biggest thing I actually see as well that's a big concern. All these people are politically motivated, right? They're like, oh, I'm left, I'm right. Man, I don't give a fuck about what side of the bird you're on. It's still the same bird to me. All I care about is the future. You know, call right, call left. I don't give a fuck. So stop trying to tell me where the fuck I sit, you know? People just create another thing, social media. They spin your words to create their own narrative.
Of course, yeah. I'm sure they're going to clip things out of this now. Me
we'll both get cancelled again.
Yeah.
Then you'll get cancelled.
I already am. Yeah.
You know, it's wild.
And that's probably the best thing about Spotify, especially with Joe Rogan kind of being that voice of just saying it how it is. He's kind of set that stand. So Spotify, shout out.
Yeah. Big shout out to Spotify. For letting free speech still be free to some extent at least.
Yeah. Now we spoke about the Islamophobia. You know, people think that you hate Islam and because you called out the flags, which is fair. Like, I understand, those flags directly aren't extremist flags.
No.
However, they're connected obviously with the religion, and that's what those Islamists fly.
Correct.
With the Shahada, for example.
Yep.
How do you change this narrative now?
I don't.
Not your narrative, but how do you make people go, you know what? He's not Islamophobe. He just wants Australia to be one.
To be honest, if they've already come to that conclusion, I can't change it because they're already in that victim mindset. They're already in that mentality. They're stuck, And another one that copped a lot of heat and it actually got a lot of views. I made a video about a bloke in Lakemba Mosque, I believe. He was, I don't know.
I saw that. Yep.
They don't preach. I forget what
he was saying. It's going to be in every Australian house.
Yeah, and there was another one that went viral saying that they need to bring Sharia law in. Right, both of them, and they both went 2-3 million views, which is a lot of people, man. And people from America are starting to say, "Good job," like you're saying the right thing. I'm like, fuck. They're calling me an Islamophobe for calling out the extremes. Now, I can't change that narrative. You know, they think I'm attacking their religion, but I have no quarrel or qualm with their religion. I have a quarrel and qualm with the people that take it to the next level, that say that we're all pieces of shit because we don't want to practice what they do. It is what it is, man. I'll get called. Call me whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I know what I am, and that's what I say.
Yeah.
Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve, man. I'm very authentic, and that's something that I think that's probably why I am where I am. People come to me because they know, like, oh, if Chocky says this, he probably means it. A lot of people follow me because they fucking don't like me, but keep pushing the algorithm, my friend.
Yeah, which is another wild thing. Like, if you don't like something, don't watch it, don't follow it.
Man,
like, don't get upset about it. Just don't follow.
As a man,
Barbara Streisand or something.
Well, that's right. Like, man, speaking, like, having to you two here, there's two real men. You know, you've gone to war, you've seen fuck shit, you've done crazy stuff, right? Imagine being a man and letting someone's video on Instagram upset you to the point you threaten them. What the fuck?
I know.
Bro, I get more upset when I stub my fucking toe.
Yeah.
You know?
Rage is a feminine trait.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like,
It's just that's a
It
good.
is. You know,
Oh, I
if
do
you can't
like that.
control it, it's
man,
it's
if you
real.
can't control it, you are not in control of your masculine energy if you can't control your rage.
Yeah.
So if you see me putting a video up calling something out that I don't like and it affects you, bro, grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Be a man.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right, mate.
Like-
yeah. Fuck.
Even if I am offending you because you are an extremist, bro, fuck, just take it in and say, okay, bloke's got an opinion. Whatever. You can't. You're like, they get upset. It's bro, I have better conversation with my 9-year-old than some of these people.
Have you had any run-ins on the street?
Not one.
No, not one.
Not one.
Well, you're not a big, you're not a small boy.
Yeah.
To start
I'm
off with.
not one,
Yeah.
man. And it's funny, like a bloke I met at the gym this morning, he was tall, man.
Is that the photo?
Yeah,
on social media.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's a client of mine. This was another bloke come up to me. He goes, oh, Chocky, fucking, is that you? I was like, yeah, mate. Fucking, I'm staring up at him. And he goes, fuck, you're a lot bigger in person. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. So this would be a nice surprise if someone wants to get smart. I look smaller on my Instagram. It's like, okay. But I mean, and this is the thing, like, I don't want violence. No one wants violence. I'm not here to incite violence. I'm not here to call people out and say, come and fight me. Like, that's not what it's about, man. I want a united Australia. I want everyone to just get the fuck along. But I think, look, coming back to people coming at me on the street, I'd be surprised if someone does. And if they do, from what I've gathered, I'm actually surrounded by a lot more supporters. Than
100%
people.
you are.
So
100%.
Good luck, man.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because that's what we want. We want to have a barbecue. We'll have a couple of barbecues. Have one with halal sausages, Aussie sausages, and ones for the Jews.
Don't
You know what I mean?
say a word, bruv.
That's what we want. We just want a straight day. That's probably the worst day.
Yeah, that's another controversial one, bro.
They say the worst day.
Yeah.
But just want everyone go to the beach and have a barbecue and just
Man, like it used to be.
just like it used to be. This is one of the biggest things, like it used to be.
Man, like I reckon my generation was probably one of the last to have a good upbringing. Like I said, born in 96, so early 2000s, 2010s, and obviously we didn't have much internet either, which was great. But there was no real, for my circles and my age group, there was no real divide. Like, yeah, you had the Cronulla riots, but I felt like that was in its own little...
I was there. But hey.
I swear I saw you on the news, actually.
Yeah. I threw bottles at the police.
And Andrew Murphy was one of the
and
cops.
Murphy and my best mate, Raptor 13, was one of them that I launched it at. And I didn't know him then. And now we're best mates.
Did you hit him?
Nah.
Nah, you could have had one up on him from the day you were friends.
I'll just do it next week.
You bastard. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. Like, look, what I question is, how do we come back from this? That's the question, man. Like, what do we do?
The government's in control. And, this kind of leads us on to immigration because this is what's happening. This is the reason why cost of living is out of control. This is the reason why cultures is changing because now I wouldn't say lowered standards, but, we're a first world country. We're bringing in third world country people. So what are you going to bring? You're going to bring their third world.
Import the
which
third
I
world,
love
become
those
the third
cultures.
world.
We spoke about, I spent a lot of time Afghan and Iraq. And I love those cultures. The food is amazing. The people are amazing.
Persian
But
chicks.
it's different. Persian they're good. But it's different. It's a different culture. Yeah. And if you bring in them in mass, what do you think they're going to do in harbouring, let's just say it's an area in wherever you're from. That's what it's going to breed.
Yeah, it's what it becomes. They're like, coming back to Europe, it's exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
It's exactly what's happening.
That's exactly what's
they
happening.
let them all in, or they're illegals coming in, and they're getting put in these migrant hotels in the UK at least. And, man, someone pointed out something very good the other day. Like, they're all fighting-aged men.
They all are.
Where are the women and children?
Well, we've seen the photos.
Where are the women and children coming? Like, if you're leaving for a better life, you take your family.
Yeah.
If you're looking to overtake a country, you don't take your family. Family stays home until you've taken over, and then everyone comes. Bring Nan, Pop,
Yeah.
But, man, it's scary.
That's it. And you look at the cost of living for the typical Aussie, not to mention housing. We're having a housing crisis. I had a quick look last night. There's 12 million dwellings in Australia. There's just under 1 million apartments.
Yep.
And when it comes to immigration in the numbers, last year, 24-25, 340,000 people immigrated to Australia. They were long-term immigrants.
Yep.
I think the numbers flew in were 750,000.
It was wild, man. The numbers
flew out was
huge.
about 300,000. So it works out to about 350,000. So if you're bringing in 350,000 people a year,
Yep. That is
the average time to build a house is 2 quarters, so say 6 months. Average time to build an apartment block, you were looking maybe 14, 16 months. The numbers don't correlate with, and this is the reason why there is a housing price issue as well.
100%.
I was looking at a house in investment property the other day, $800,000, 2 bedrooms. Like, what do you mean?
But then to top it off as well, you've got the immigrants coming with coin.
Yeah.
So they come and they
Chinese,
see like $1 million home, and they'll say, "Oh, we'll put $2 million on it because we just want it." I remember when I was in construction, so I used to operate cranes, mobile cranes around Sydney. We were doing a job in Vaucluse or something, right on the water, beautiful houses, man, and there was a one for sale right next to us, $11-12 million. And I remember we were there for an open house, like we were next door. Every family was an immigrant family, not one Australian or even white family was there, and they had translators coming and everything. And I thought to myself, "Holy fuck!"
That's it.
That's why we've got a crisis.
It's that rich overseas money, and as I said, within that 11-12 million dwellings, I read that there was 1 million that uninhabited.
Yeah, man.
So there's 1 million houses out there
Which
that have
also
got
creates
no one in
massive-
them, from either renovation, holiday houses, blah blah blah. So
it's insane, man. It's really concerning. I mean, look, I crunched some numbers the other day, and they were pretty rough. But they say at the moment there are 1,544 people coming into Australia every day. Now, obviously, not all of them are staying, but if we base off that number, the amount of Indians coming, and the reason why I say this is because 85% of Indians vote Labor. Yeah, so off the Bureau of Statistics, it's between 240 and 280 Indians coming every day. Now, if this stays on that trajectory, and all these Indians stay, in 10 years, that's 710,000 Indian voters in Australia. That completely fucking sways the system that we currently run, if you believe in the voting system. And that's fucked. In 10 years' time, you've lost political control as Australians over Australia because you've got nearly 1 million Indians that can vote. And it's nothing against the Indians. It's our government importing voters.
yeah.
And that's, it's a really fucking worrying
That's
thing.
it. And obviously, you look at those immigration numbers. I think there was 60 or 70% are students.
Yeah, man.
So we're in bringing all these students that are narrow-minded. They only got their one way. They're all coming over because they're only bringing money. I think it's 42,000 out of that, something like that. I'll have to check the numbers again. But there's a large portion of these students coming in. And I was actually talking to someone the other day about a university, and I said, "Mate, how does it go with the non-speaking people that come to do these university classes?" He's like, "Oh, they've created classes now that are just Chinese. They've created classes that are just Indian. So the universities don't give a fuck because they just want money.
They reap the reward."
And I said, "So what happens when this guy's actually studying nurse, a former army guy?" Become a nurse. I said, "What happens when they go do their placement at the hospital? How does that work?" He goes, "Oh, they just send a translator. The university will send a translator, and that'll be his full-time job to I'm like, "What?
That's fucking
What do you
insane,
mean,
man?
Like, and what about the spots for my kid that wants to become a nurse?"
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, man. It's fucked. Fuck. It's really fucked.
And I was digging into it last night just on the immigration numbers and, obviously we're going through this humanitarian, numbers. There's 20,000 that we allow to come in every year.
And they get everything straight away.
So there's $890 million that was funded. And this is just for the humanitarian, I don't know what it's called now, services, something. Basically, for the first 12 months, they're given short-term, and that's what they call short-term is 12 months.
Yep.
Obviously, they're straight onto Services Australia for their welfare.
Centrelink crisis payments.
Yeah, crisis payments. And I was just reading another one. There's another $10 million that was given to, like the university, where they just go to a place where they can just speak in their own language and learn their own stuff. I'm like, what? Wait, you're going to spend my tax dollars
on that
on stuff that's not going to help?
You know what's wild?
Australia?
So out of the 20,000, the top 3 countries they come from is Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq.
Yeah, and
it's like, how are you doing any checks on these people?
Well, we look at the withdrawal of Afghanistan, mate, and yeah. And, in our time in Afghanistan, my time, he worked in Iraq as well. I did as a private contractor, and I made some really good friendships, especially with interpreters. A couple of the interpreters we had in Afghanistan, someone put their lives on the fucking line.
For you guys, yeah.
For us, to do their thing. I'm speaking to one now still. He's still trapped in Afghanistan, and the Taliban have pretty much slaughtered every part of his family.
Which is insane.
I said, mate, we're working on it. And I said, who you got to bring? He goes, bring my 2 wives. And they're like, oh, geez, I don't know if we can do that, mate. You have to choose. But
it's fucked that people like that are struggling,
mate,
when they've helped our defence force.
Just a good dude.
Yeah.
They're the ones I want to bring in.
100%, man. You want people that are actually willing to help Australians, day in, day out. Yep. Not whoever the fuck's coming now, but another one, man, with the immigration, you look at the Africans, right? And I feel sorry for a lot of the African kids, man, in Victoria especially, because obviously there's a bigger population. The reason why I feel sorry for them, they're coming from a war-torn country where machete violence is the norm. Now, what does the Australian system do? They just let them into the population. You don't know if they're fucked or not. And obviously trauma has a massive impact on the young mind. So what are these kids doing? They're just doing what they've seen to be normal. So either the Australian government needs to pull the fucking pin on letting these people go into the fucking general population straight away and actually see, are you okay? Do you understand that you can't do this? Or come down on them like a ton of bricks and send them the fuck home if they're going to not,
Yeah.
But this is the biggest thing, man. They're just in Melbourne or Victoria, they're just letting them run wild. They get arrested and they're out on bail the same night. I don't understand, man. And I've had so many police officers, active police officers, reach out and say, our hands are tied. We can't belt the fuck out of them like we used to. Man, when I was a little shit, I remember there were cops around our area that would if they rocked up, holy fuck, I knew we were in for it.
I got a backhand for not wearing a helmet one time.
Man, one of the worst ones, and some of your listeners might either laugh at this or say, holy fuck. 3 of us got shoved in the back of the paddy. They emptied fucking pepper spray in there and drove us around fucking speed bumps for probably 2 minutes, the longest 2 minutes of my life. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
Bro, they just opened it. They said, get the fuck out, and left us there. And man, every time I saw that cop, bro, I ran. I stopped doing whatever I was doing. I was gone. But it makes you second guess.
Repercussions.
Do I want to keep doing this dumb shit? But if they arrest you, you go, you get bail. What's happening?
That's it. That's it. It's 2 things. Obviously, the Victorian government thinks they're doing stuff by building these new fucking mailboxes.
Bro, the machete bin.
300K a bin.
300K a bin.
Who sat there and thought, what, let's make these letterboxes and maybe they'll just put their knives in there.
Yeah. It's like a Salvo's bin for fucking machetes.
What do you mean?
It's not happening.
No. It's
in
not,
a well-lit area in front of a police station. Hello? No.
And what, you're going to dump your machete but you can keep your kitchen knife? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're using scissors these days, anyway. They're using scissors and who knows what else.
Shout out to Zach Rolfe. Yeah.
Jeez. He's coming up soon. Podcast coming soon.
You you ban the weapon, but you let the criminal out. Where's the logic?
Yeah.
Man, bro, you put batteries in socks and you could hurt someone.
Mate, my podcast is based on obviously military first responders, had multiple cops on from every unit you can fucking think of, TOU, child abuse unit, everything.
Yep.
And they're all spoken about, especially a couple of GDs, the general duties policing guys on the street, they're the first responder.
Yeah.
And they tell me all the time, I'm rearresting this reoffender that's doing this constantly. And we hate it because we got to deal with it. And then I got to go do the paperwork, gets him put in front of the court, and these systems fail us
Let him back in.
every time. And I just read something the other day, that guy that bounced, I'm massive in the security industry. It's funny, in my security company, I've got Afghans that work for me, Africans, some of the best fucking people,
Of course.
everyone, the whole company. And there was a guy the other day that I think last year got punched down in Sydney.
Oh, the Middle Eastern bloke
Yeah,
got punched
yeah.
and then died.
And then died a couple of seconds later.
Yeah.
The guy got 3 years.
3 years, man.
What do you mean?
That's murder.
It almost encourages
Well,
me.
it's not, but
Yeah, you know
it's
what I mean?
manslaughter, but yeah.
Almost encourages me, I'm going to punch some cunt in the face because what? I might get 3 years of fucking...
It's insane, man.
Like
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I'd love to, I'm calling this out. And we know the guy that got punched, he was a Muslim.
Yeah.
And I'm standing up for it because it's
100%.
fucking bullshit. And fuck that white
is
prick.
bullshit, yeah.
They did it.
They did it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and you know what? Like, I've watched the footage, man. There was nothing happening before that.
Nothing.
Like, he just got kicked
mate, it was
out.
just on his phone.
He was on his
just-
phone doing his own thing, like just another night at work.
that's what happens, man. And I've been
It's
part of it. I've
fucking
seen it.
disgusting,
I've
man.
seen it. I've
And
seen
that's-
it.
That comes back to the whole Islamophobe and racial thing. Like you said, like we're sticking up for the guy that has now passed away. God bless him, right? But how can people think that we're now racist? You know what I mean? And that's, bro, brain dead. They're all fucked.
It is, mate. It is. Fuck. Like, where do we go with the judicial system? Because I think last night those activists were trying to do the Story Bridge in Brisbane,
Yeah, they
but
shut
it
it
just got shut down. The
I'm
justice
actually-
I hate to
finally.
say it.
Shout out to that justice. Whoever
Spewing.
that's it. Whoever that justice is, someone with a bit of fucking balls
100%.
about them. Or,
I'm actually going to talk about it tonight. I'm
yeah.
going to do a
Is
reel
that
on it.
just? It was
Maybe
a
those
male or
middle-aged
female?
white women can just stick to doing yoga or something. and fucking
Or if
walking
they
around
want to
with-
change something controversial,
Yeah.
if they want to change something, get on a fucking plane, go and try.
Yeah.
You know, like, and fuck, I say this to my mum. My mum's so caught up in it. She watches the videos of the kids and the bombings, and she's so upset, man. And she's sending this kid money over there. I'm like, Mum, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like, I said, what about the kids in Australia that are struggling? Like, I go, look, I understand the humanitarian thing behind it. I fucking get it. But don't turn your back on your own country and just look over the fence. Like, everyone's peeping over the fence like this. Like, oh, fuck,
That's
they're
it.
fucked. But your backyard's a fucking crater and no one cares. It's
No one
insane,
cares.
man.
There's 122,000 homeless people on the street.
Yeah, man. And a lot of them are veterans as well. A lot of them are fucking single mums with
There's
kids.
That's it. There's
You know?
8-9-year-old kids living in their parents' car. Like
And if you believe in the cause that much, go and fight. There's nothing stopping you.
Nothing stopping you.
You know what? If you truly believe that the people in Gaza need help, and
go
I'm
fight
sure
the
they do.
Israelis. Not saying that we're not
Yeah,
promoting it,
we're not
but if
promoting it,
that's
but
what
go
you want
do
to do,
it,
that's
you
what
know?
you should do. Because
Plenty of my-
walking across the bridge is not going to help
not gonna
anything.
do anything.
Netanyahu has just gone, you know what? I don't fucking care. And he's just called our Prime Minister a weak dog
Yeah,
anyway.
called him gutless pretty well. Like on Twitter. Bro,
yeah.
fuck, we got prime ministers beefing on Twitter now.
Yeah. Oh, there's audio now.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there is. I heard it this morning. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Some of my mates had a problem with what's going on in Russia with Russians killing Ukrainian civilians. So they went over there and started shooting Russians in the trenches.
Yeah.
And plenty have been on this podcast. It's like, it's not hard if you truly believe in a cause to go and fight for it.
Yeah.
Shout out to the mercenaries around the world, but yeah, there's nothing stopping you going over there. Obviously, we need awareness. If kids are getting killed, that's fucked, and it is obviously happening. But
Yeah.
it's a war, and you got to choose a side. But the day after the bridge protests, where it was the biggest protest in Australian history, Netanyahu just stands up and says, "Cool, now I'm going to take the rest of Gaza
Yeah,
as well."
Now I'm going to invade. Like, what did
Yeah.
they change? You
Yeah,
know?
nothing.
It's-
Nothing.
If anything, they caused more unrest within Australia.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, we're all looking at
That's
it right
it.
now.
That's it.
Can I come back to the thing about the police? I want to ask you, because obviously you both speak
Yeah,
to a lot of
yeah,
cops.
yeah.
Has the training changed for police?
No.
So has it gotten shorter? Nothing's changed.
Oh, it does fluctuate in times, and I know that has got shorter, and I know a lot of things have changed. It is slowly getting better. I went to a facility the other day, and the training in there was not the best, but it's getting better.
Has sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I was going to say, has the way that they are policed changed then?
As in
So
from
is-
their structure.
Correct. Like, are they,
No,
like, let's say
no.
if they're caught out roughing a kid up,
No.
do they get fucking shat on or?
So there's a certain female police officer that I know here. She's been moved police stations. She was obviously on social media, seen yelling at a piece of shit in Cessnock, which I'm sure we've all seen that bit of footage.
Potty.
She was stood down for close to 8 months. just for yelling at pretty much telling a criminal that he's a piece of shit.
See, that's
which is
insane.
exactly what he is.
That's insane.
You know, tomorrow I've got obviously a massive podcast coming up. I think by the time this podcast is aired, that podcast has already been recorded. Zach Rolfe, you know, he went through, you know, an incident where, you know, an Aboriginal kid was shot and killed by the police by him. And
is this what state was this one in?
Northern Territory.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
And, you know, all the evidence pretty much supported Zach, which he was found not guilty, you know, from the Supreme Court of all the courts. And he was, you know, immediately dropped from the police, thrown under the bus, 60 Minutes come on TV.
Flamed him, didn't they?
Flamed him, like burnt him to the ground.
Like they tried to lynch him.
He's pushed out of the state, like just an Australian veteran. Anyway, and there's multiple scenarios like this. There's multiple cops out there that have, you know, I've been told of stories, you know, that they've done something. It's just been fucking, you know, the bosses come down on them and say, you can't do that. You're going to lose your job. That's it. You're out. Like, see you later.
Which is insane, man. And that's why so many people are getting away with what they're getting away with. Like, man, back to when I got arrested, and the reason why I asked about the training thing, like, I was caught in an altercation, 5 people against me. They tried to rob me, and I fucking somehow came out on top. I was pissed as a fart, man, and I just had my first line of coke for that night, and I was like, woo! You know, and I won, right? And the cops come because they saw that, I don't know what they thought, right? Anyway, I ran, got arrested, and I'll never forget, man, she was a probationary constable, and she had my hands behind my back and fucking 2 other blokes holding me, and she was really struggling to put the cuffs on, and I'm thinking, fuck, what's going on? This is taking too long, you know? And I wasn't a big bloke at that time. It's not like she couldn't get my hands together. And I said, look, love, and I said to the boys, I go, do you want me to turn around so she can put them on? And she was like, yeah, that'd be really helpful. I turn around, bro, and this poor girl's shaking like a leaf. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck me, Dad. I wouldn't want to see you if you came up against a bloke with a knife. Like, I'm complying. I'm calm, cool, collected. Like, I'd known what happened. I knew everything. Like, I wasn't fucking guilty, even though they thought I was, and got out of it anyway. But, man, poor girl. Like that.
Yeah.
Shaking like a fucking leaf.
Yeah.
And I just thought, holy shit, like, is this the level of our police force now?
It is.
Dealing with this?
It is, mate. You know, I've spoken about it again with multiple cops. I've had some cops that have been in 30, like UB, that's Matt O'Brien. He was on the podcast, spoke about his life and career. You know, he joined early 90s. So policing obviously has changed with the times, which it has to. You know, it's got to change with the times. Naturally. And, you know, obviously they were gay bashing back in the 70s and 80s, you know, like that was a legit thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously times have changed, so you got to change. But the training, you know, I've spoken about this on multiple podcasts. It's probably not the best. Every state is different. You know, look at Queensland when it comes to firearms training, they use contractors. So they get ex-military guys or ex-whoever, ex-TOU.
To come and teach.
They get contractors in to teach the proper drills on how to draw a pistol, because there's so many fundamental rights when it comes to using a firearm.
Yep.
You know, and I've seen police pull their firearms out and they're just like, oh, you know, that they're not holding it right, or,
That's
you know,
scary.
their
That's
hands
scary,
over
man.
the ejector port, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you fire one round, that, you know, it's just going to jam up straight away.
That's
like, what are you doing?
Scary, man. And you know what? Like, so many people wouldn't know this. Like, obviously, I've had run-in with the law. You guys have worked with law enforcement. You've seen that they're not up to scratch. So now imagine hearing this as a Victorian who is already scared to go outside, and then know that your police force is not good enough.
No.
That's fucked.
Yeah. You know, the hardest part for the cops is, you know, they're training, let's just say it's 6 months. It's always going to be 6 months. They only can learn so much in that 6 months. You know,
naturally.
Their learning period is going to be that first couple of months on the job. But like we spoke about, it's that who's that sergeant?
Yeah.
Who's that senior constable that's teaching them? You know, their field FTR, I think they field training officer. I think that's what they call them. They're the ones that need to teach these young guys. It's like being an infantryman. Or, you know, we get, you know, maybe 6 months of training, 3 months Kapuka, maybe 3 months, I don't know what it is now, 3 months infantry training at Singleton. Then you're in the battalion. You're still fucking brand new. You know nothing. You know, you're not ready for war.
You're still green as
But
fuck.
it's the platoon commander and the platoon sergeant and your section commanders that teach you, you know, what they've learned over the last 10 years. that's what they're failing in the police, because what they're doing, you know, I've had a run-in with a cop here in Newcastle, and he's an absolute dickhead, and I hope he's listening to this.
Fuck you.
But he's one of those people that would quickly throw you under the bus to protect himself.
Yeah.
He's one of those people, you know,
Scumbag.
just one of those people, just a sack of shit, you know, and that's what we're living with the police.
Yeah.
There are a lot of good cops out there. Don't get me wrong.
Man,
there
100%.
are so many good mates.
I've met great policemen and women, right?
Yep.
But unfortunately, it's that small percentage that really ruin it for the rest of them.
It does, mate, and you know, a lot of it is to the due of lack of training and obviously the recruitment process. Someone was telling me the other way there was a 19-year-old kid that's a cop now. I'm like,
What?
19 years old in the police force? What do you mean?
Right. Blokes just stopped reading Harry
That's
Potter.
it.
You can fucking carry a block.
That's it, you know. He's just got a Spelliarchus.
Expelliarchus, fucking hell. It's insane.
It is, you know. I think
it's
the police will change. The way I do see the police changing is over the next years. The people that we can get into their minds now and say, you know, be better.
Yeah.
You carry a firearm. You know, I had 2 cops come here the other day, pick up some shirts they bought. Mm-hmm. Both of them had tourniquets on, and I almost jizzed. Like, it made me so proud to know that they're listening to someone. You know, they've listened to, you know, Dan Pronk or someone's podcast, or maybe mine, say, if you carry a firearm, you carry a tourniquet. It's that fucking simple. If you don't carry a tourniquet, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You're going to die within 3 minutes.
You're going to die within 3 minutes. And if you're not going to die, your mate's going to die, and it's going to be your fucking fault.
It's your fault. Yeah.
Carry a fucking tourniquet. And it's little stuff like that can be taught, and they will change. So if we can change that mindset now, in 10 years' time, when all these young GDs are sergeants and inspectors, that's where we change. This is like the government. If we can change the perspective now of people and understanding and putting out real media like we're doing, this is what will change Australia.
Yeah, very slowly, but it
very
should.
slowly. This is what will change Australia.
I think. Look, if you look at the politics, though, what I see the biggest, like one of the biggest problems. There's heaps of big problems we're talking about today. But the left invite the youth. The left are like, come,
of course,
fucking learn about the woke bullshit. Come, dye your hair purple. Be this, be that. Right? Identify as a dog. You go to the right, they don't want to talk to young people, man. And that's the problem. Like, if the young people get rejected, they're just going to go the other way. And that's why you got so many woke, dumb fucks that think that it's okay to not know what you identify as, you know, and you vote for all these retarded policies that you don't even see how they're going to impact you in 20 years. It's going to be too late.
That's it. Mate, it's funny because how old are your kids?
I've got a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Yeah, so I've got an 18 and 16-year-old, and I was talking to my 16-year-old about Palestine. You know, and she's very, I wouldn't say left, but that's all she's been fed.
Yes, that's right, man.
I said, babe, do you even know where Palestine is? She goes, you know, it's near Africa, isn't it?
Is it a real country?
Yeah, close, but no cigar. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
This is the thing.
That's the thing. They get fed. And I think the Greens have put in a proposal to try and lower the voting age down to 16. It's because of that. Because what do you know as a 16-year-old? I fucking knew nothing.
I knew nothing apart from booze and boobs,
and
bro.
Fingering girls.
Yeah, that's right. That was it.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all I knew.
Yeah, that's all I cared about.
But that's
too.
the reason why the Greens want to do it, because that's what they can sway.
Well, you look at what they're teaching in schools now. Like, man, there are schools that have gender-neutral bathrooms. So it's like how and imagine a 16-year-old being able to go to a ballot box.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Shout out to my Christian school that send the kids to. And the reason, you know, again, I'm not religious. The reason why I send my kids to the Christian school is because they're not infected with anything. But school, I do hate all the...
Be wary, man. There's a Catholic
know.
school in Sydney
that's Catholic,
Yeah, I know, but...
Rock spiders.
Ours is actually really good, and I know for a fact that the...
Rock spiders.
Yeah, I know, yeah, fuck. Ours is really good. It's just streamlined, and there's just one arrow. I do hate going there and for awards night, and there's like hymns playing. Like, fuck, here we go again. I can't do this shit. Just give the awards out.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just fuck. These schools turning up with...
It's insane, man. It's scary, bro.
It is scary. It is scary.
Like, I don't know how... What I don't understand is how parents can be okay with it. Like, man, if I had a little girl and I knew that a boy could walk in...
The majority are not. That's the thing. They're just not saying it.
But why not? They have you hold the power. It's like, I remember seeing this meme, man. I would have been 14, 15 years old, and it was a great fucking cartoon drawing of politicians, right? Politicians are standing over people and they're playing chess, right? But the chessboard is on the civilians' backs. And the caption is like, all we need to do is stand up and the game ends. Like, man, if you don't want your children to share bathrooms with the other fucking gender, say something. Like, band together with 100 parents at your school and say, hey, we don't want this. And they'll change because they have to. They don't want to lose 100 children. This is what I don't get. Like,
they're doing it in the US, which is good. You see a lot of videos
Man.
of parents, because they have those auditoriums where they sit in front of the board.
Yeah, yeah. And
some
they
of those,
smash
There
it.
was a dad wearing a dress the other week, and he's like, do you think this is fine? And everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
probably not.
Man.
You're exactly right. That's not fucking right, is it? I'm a grown man wearing,
Sunset.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, yeah. We could go on forever. We could definitely go on. And actually, I spoke about it with SCOJO offline. We spoke about the ISIS thing.
Yeah, so obviously I spent a lot of my military career in the Middle East, and for the most part, I spent the majority of my 20s fighting ISIS, and it's not really well known, but just here in Sydney, the 2nd Commando Regiment was responsible for fighting ISIS, and there was a large component of that where we were targeting the Australian foreign fighters that went over there. So 80, 90 guys from Western Sydney, and respect to them, they believed in their cause, and they went over to fight for ISIS and the Islamic State. At that time, Tony Abbott was the PM. Shout out to Uncle Tony. He gave us the green light, and he went over there, and he was actually approved airstrikes for the first time on Australian civilians. So over in Syria, there was a task force there.
Yeah.
And it's not in our constitution. We can't target. We don't have the death penalty here. So you can't just kill someone because they're back home. They're entitled to a fair trial, right? We don't have the execution squad here. But Tony gave the authority, it's public, you can read articles on it, where he was striking some of those prominent Australian ISIS figures over in Syria. And then what sort of transpired from there was that, and obviously they're flying the same flag that we're seeing now on the bridge.
Harbour Bridge.
Yeah, so and multiple times, I've had suicide attacks. We've been artillery, chemical munitions, drones, all used against me when I was over there when we were targeting in the streets of Mosul in their caliphate. And in the last rotation we killed, I think, 2,500 ISIS fighters in a 6-month period.
Oh.
1,200 airstrikes, and a number of them. What ended up eventuating was we personally weren't allowed to kill Australian citizens, but we knew they were there. And on a number of occasions, I actually heard. I grew up in Western Sydney. Shout out to Campbelltown. You can probably hear it in my voice.
Yeah, you can tell. Don't worry. You see it in your face.
It shows. And I heard a number of the boys that it sounded like the boys that I grew up with playing soccer and footy with. Like they were full. Abu Abadam, come to the house, come to the Madafa. And a Madafa is a guest house in Arabic. Yeah. So all of the dudes from Western Sydney would live in one house in Iraq and fight from that one house against us and the Shia Muslim Iraqi army that were clearing the streets. So we weren't allowed, even though we knew where they were. It's not Australians aren't allowed to target Australian citizens. So we weren't targeting them. And then accidentally, or the accusations against me were that I knew where they lived, and I'd accidentally forgot that, and I put a 1,000-pound bomb into that house, and we wiped out a whole squad of Australian foreign fighters, and I lost my access to my clearance in the airstrike cell for about 3 days while they investigated it. But I just genuinely forgot that I knew they were there, because some other Iraqis ended up going, Iraqi and Syrian foreign fighters ended up going to that same house and staying in that same Madafa for the night. And I was targeting those guys, so I put a 1,000-pound JDAM into the roof and pancaked that building on all those boys. Yep. And it's a damn shame that apparently I killed a whole bunch of Australian citizens, but accidents happen.
Man, this is what's insane, that Australian civilians aren't saying anything about what they're seeing on the streets. Like, you've gone and fought Australians that went to the other side, irrespective of mistakes happening or not. You've fought these people. But no one's saying anything.
No.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
And they had these mindsets here.
Yeah, man.
At home.
That's why, in
our country.
That's why the person that gave me the warning, man, I respect that, because I know that 100% it exists here. And I take my own precautions now, and that's fine. I live somewhere where people like that stick out like fucking dog's balls, If I was in Sydney, I'd probably be pretty concerned. But look, it is what it is. But I feel the tide is turning, because more people will start talking up about it, and they'll start to realise that the more they start to stick their head up, the more backlash they're going to get, because there are a lot of people like myself now that are starting to be a voice. I think the problem is, though, many people in my comment section, man, they take the whole racist approach to it. They're like...
They do.
That's the fucking problem, because we don't want that. We just want to fuck off the pieces of shit. You want to go fight overseas for another force, bro?
Go do it.
Go. Don't come back. No. Fuck off. And then you might meet someone like SCOJO over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to me. and like, fact, like we deal with facts, you know, like you can get emotional about the subject, but facts, you know, facts don't care about feelings.
No.
You just deal in facts. And we've had 2 terrorist attacks in Australia where plenty of people get stabbed and murdered every day, but if the reason behind murdering or attacking someone is political or religiously motivated, it goes down as a terrorism offence, right?
Yep.
And the 2 that are prominent in Australia both happened in Sydney. The Link Cafe, where an Iranian refugee, arguably just a cooked cunt, did what he did, and he used the Shahada and the name of ISIS to do that. But I think we can all agree he was just a cooked cunt because he at one point was in the bikie clubs, like
full fried unit.
Well, unit.
Yeah.
But then the other prominent attack. A 15-year-old Afghan immigrant refugee who we gave safe haven to in Western Sydney, put on a black robe, went down to Parramatta Police Station and shot Curtis Chang in the back of the head as he left work.
Yeah.
And he was slaughtered instantly by one of the other GDs. But facts only, we've had 2 terrorist attacks in Australia. Both were in the name of ISIS. Both were wearing that same flag and operating under that same flag that we saw on the bridge that day. And it's just like insane in the same city.
Man,
that the TOU rolled in and smoked those dudes. You've had them on the podcast, you know, the 2 dudes that made entry to the Link Cafe. Against that individual and against that mindset, they're flying the same flag on the Harbour Bridge as fuck.
I saw a really interesting comment actually last night on the video I did calling out that old mate was a youth recruiter for IS. Someone commented and they said, all these teens and young woke fucks don't remember seeing the videos from when the war was going on. Like, they haven't spoken with boys like you that have lived it and seen it. Like, man, I think something that really helped me, when I was in Cranes, I worked with a bloke who was ex-military and he went on a few tours over there. And he said, he goes, man, these people, he goes, they were fucking barbarians. He's like, they do not give a fuck about what we call human rights. He's like, you'd prefer to die than get caught by them. And he really opened my eyes to it, man, because I was quite close-minded to it during my party years. Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, more concerned about drinking piss and snorting bags, you know. But then hearing from someone who lived it and went over there, and he was like, man, he goes, they're fucking dangerous people. Like, they don't give a fuck. And to know that it's here, but then to see, like I said, civilians just turn a blind eye, you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. We spoke about the government, how some parts of the government are shit, but obviously our feds and secret intelligence services, etc., cops, mate, a lot of them are standing up to it now, which is really good.
It's great.
And, you know, shout out to all our first responders that are out there fucking kicking doors in and making shit happen.
Making change, man.
It's fuck those judicial systems that fucking let us down.
Yeah.
They're the ones that let us down because fuck, you know, look at the old mate that blew up the Sari Club in Indonesia. He runs a fucking coffee shop in Indonesia now.
It's insane,
Bragging
mate.
about it.
What do you fucking mean?
insane,
He
yeah.
shouldn't be out of fucking prison.
No.
He built the bombs for it.
Yeah.
You should not be out of prison.
That's right, man. It's funny. Like, coming back to my my fiance's uncle who I was speaking to, I said, "What do you think we should do with these? Like these, well, not kids, but the adults running around machetes, not the kids." And he said, "Mate, he goes, general duties just need to start pulling the trigger." He goes, that's going to be controversial. That's going to really upset people. But he's like, realistically, he goes, realistically, if you are at a scene, because he's a crack shot where he comes from, he's fucking won medals for 40 years, whatever. He goes, if you go to a scene and someone has a machete and they are threatening your life, why can't you shoot them?
You can.
Exactly right. He goes, so why the fuck aren't they shooting them?
Because they're not backed by their bosses. And this is, again, you know, they get thrown straight under the bus. And I've said this to multiple cops. If you rock up to a fucking job and some cunt's got a fucking knife out,
pull the trigger.
Fuck your baton off, fuck your spray off, implant the cunt with a 9mm.
Yeah.
That fucking simple.
Yeah.
Put them down.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're fucking white, black, pink, fucking 16 years old.
Trans,
shoot
they,
the
them,
cunt,
whatever.
shoot the cunt in the fucking
White,
face.
Christian,
That's
smoke
it.
'em.
And if, you know, the funny thing is,
Just
like,
have to make sure we included them, eh?
if that was my brother that did something like that, shoot the cunt.
Yeah.
Fuck him, because you're a fucking cooked unit and you don't do that.
Yeah.
That's fucking that simple. But that's consequences, and obviously this is the reason why these young kids are getting away with all this murder.
There's no consequence.
Because they get 3 or 4 years in prison. They get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
You know, old mate punches that guy and he's 3 years in prison. What do you fucking mean?
Shoot the bastard.
What do you shoot the bastard? Shoot the bastard.
Fuck.
Yeah, but
stuff,
mate, obviously we're coming up to that 1 hour period, and just quickly, mate, let's talk quickly about your coaching, because obviously that's what people don't understand. Obviously, they've seen you on social media. You're a fucking jacked human being.
Yep. So I am a coach. That's how I got out of construction. I started coaching people, and the biggest reason I got into it is because living in that street life and coming out of it, I realized we had no positive role models. So I started coaching to just be that positive role model, man, because I've had heaps of friends died of suicide, overdose, one murder, he got stabbed to death, and I feel as though if we had 1-2 positive role models, a lot of my friends would still probably be fucking alive. So that's why I got into the coaching. And at first it was more the physique, the weight loss, make yourself feel better at yourself. And now I work with people in active recovery from addiction, man. And it's amazing. Like I run a program called the Benders to Barbells. And to see people fall into routine and schedule and actually find themselves again and fill their own cup and actually love who they see in the mirror when they ran from who they were for so many years, man, it's so rewarding. Now, in saying this, do I think coaching will be my be all and end all? Probably not, with the trajectory that I've landed on, because I don't know where the future's going to take me.
Politics.
No, fuck, they're all sellout cunts. I mean, you never know. A lot of people have fucking said it. Yeah, we should. Yeah. The shoot the cunt party. But yeah, man, I mean, I love it. And I think no matter where life takes me, I'll always work with a handful of people, because it's amazing seeing people find themselves again, man. It's great. And that's where it all started. And like, the thing that's funny, people are like, how are you a coach but you don't do any fitness content? I'm like, man, I can't stand that shit. You go on Instagram and search up bench press, bro. 1 billion videos were fucking released just yesterday about it. Yeah. I'm not going to be another fucker.
Everyone knows how to bench.
I'll just speak my mind, you know? And I think that's the beauty of who I am now. People come and work with me because they like who I am. They like what I stand for. They see my physique, and then they see some of my clients' physiques when I do post it, and they're like, huh. Guy knows what he's talking about, and he's not scared to tell me I'm a fuckwit if I'm a fuckwit. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's pretty much the wrap with Matt coaching.
And mental health, like that helps. Like,
mate,
massively. Fitness is your life.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Fitness saved me, man.
Yeah.
Fitness saved me from all of my addictions, I think. Like I replaced one with another. I replaced a negative with a positive. Now I go to the gym 5 days a week, man. I eat quite strict most of the time. And like some people look at me like, oh, you're fucked. Like you got to travel with an esky and you got your own food. Man, I love it. It's because I'm in control again. I wasn't in control of my life for many years, and now that I am, it's like I'm thriving. I love every bit of it.
Yeah, that's
amazing,
good.
Man.
That's good. And you know, I think we spoke about the first responders. I think what they're lacking is a standard of fitness.
Yeah,
a lot of. I'm sure we've seen a lot of cops out there, and you're like, oh, geez.
Well, do you know
the Big Macs?
Do you know the beep test standard for?
Oh, it's police? Like 4.5 or 5.5.
Mate, do you know how easy that is?
I can walk it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
man. I challenged
myself.
Navy. Yeah.
The Navy has just dropped their fitness fucking standard to join the Navy. They have said it on their Instagram, on their social media, and all their accounts.
There's nothing to be proud of.
They said, you don't have to be fit to join the Navy anymore. We'll teach you when you get in. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can just be
you can be an easier target in the water when the Chinese shoot you.
Boom! There's the whale. Boom!
The chaps will come and get you.
Yeah, it's crazy because I actually set myself a challenge at the end of last year to do the beep test, and I got back into it. I hadn't done it since school, man. First one was a 6, thought I was going to fucking die.
Yeah,
and then within 3 months, man, I was knocking out 13s, and like after I knocked the 13, I was like, oh, let's search up what the fire is, the police, and I was like, bro, what? Like that's a problem, man.
It is, mate. But obviously there is a lot of guys out there setting the standard in the cops again, and I fucking love it. They pull me up in Mayfield sometimes. There'll be a couple of cops. They'll be, oh fuck you, Matt from Zero Limits, yeah, mate. And I get fucking wet because I'm like, fuck yeah, these boys are in here training
and listening,
fucking, and you know, just getting at it,
which is what they need.
Trying to be the best they can be on the job. So, yeah.
Sick, man.
Yeah, fuck, mate.
Good done.
No, I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me, boys. It was a good time, for sure.
Sharing your story, you know, somewhat of your story, and telling us who the Chocky is. When I first saw you, I thought, fuck, man, he's wearing TNs. I don't know if I had this guy on the podcast.
SCOJO's like, fuck yeah.
Ukfay the Opcase.
And obviously, shout out to SCOJO. Yeah. You know, the controversial, there's controversial fucking humans all in here.
Full of it here, bro.
Yeah, Jesus. But this was good, mate. And hopefully people listening get something out of it. Again, it's not about racism. It's not about hate. It's just about uniting Australia. Like, we all grew up in this country. Like, we're all Australians. I was born here. Scott was born here, you know. We fought for this country. You're fighting for this country now in a different way.
That's right.
That's all it is. We just want to all go to the beach and have our different barbecues, but all just throw frisbees and just have fun and just go back to the days of just Let's fight together because fuck, you know, who knows, the Chinese might try and invade. We all might have to stick together.
Man,
We're going to have to stick together.
If Australians run into real adversity right now, we're fucked.
Oh, we're done.
We're fucking finished, bro. They will just bulldoze this whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got all the lefties fucking. They
Sometimes I kind of want it, and we probably need a little bit of communism.
Yeah, man, we're finished. Like if someone wanted to come in right now, you got big problems.
Yeah.
So I think people need to start looking at it from that aspect.
It's that simple. Isn't
Stop
it?
fighting each other. Come
That's it.
together and fuck everyone else off.
That's it. And if people want to reach out to you or find you, they find you on your socials.
Instagram, Big Chocky.
Or YouTube.
YouTube, Chats with Chock. Mac Coaching on Facebook. And then TikTok and Twitter, but I don't really use either of them very much. But yeah. Instagram's the main one. That's where to find me.
Yeah, right, mate. I will definitely have to do this again. Maybe we should sit down to go see the fucking man with the beautiful fucking jawline.
Yeah, we should. That'd be a mad trip.
Teeth are straight and his hair's nice. Fuck him.
And he just got dropped by his
He
modelling
does. He probably
agency.
smells good too.
He probably does. Probably wakes up smelling good. His farts probably smell nice.
But even his account's gone.
Man, yeah, both of us went on to the races. Like,
Yeah.
I think we both connected when he was sitting at about 70. I think I was 80 or 90. And I hate using the word influencer, and so does he. And I was like, man, like I said to him, I go, we need to realize we're going to start influencing other people. He's like, yeah, we are. He's like, and like we talk nearly every day now, man.
Yeah.
Because we're on the same trajectory.
I chat to him a fair bit too.
He's a great bloke, man. He's very
guy.
down to earth,
Yep.
and
from the Mighty 13.
yeah, it's great to see another Aussie doing the same thing as
That's
me,
it, mate. And obviously, it's great because there's two different versions. There's him, like he's probably a bit more.
Bro, he's calm, cool, collected.
He's
I'm
calm,
the
cool,
pitbull.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck
Yeah,
you.
you're-
And
Do you
fuck
mean
all
white and brown?
Racist. But no, you're exactly right, man. He's calm, cool,
Which is
collected.
good.
He looks at how
Yeah.
to solve problems. I just look at fuck you. You're the problem. Get fucked.
Yeah.
You know, and so you need it. Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I like it.
Oh, I love it.
All right, bro. Well, it's
Thanks for having me, boys.
no easy.
Good yarn.
Cheers. Yeah, sweet.
Into this, I just need to get you to sign my big Chocky, mate.
That is gold, bro. Oh, it's not going to work.
Yeah,